What? That was The Bird by the Condas. Before that, we heard from the Blues Rockers doing Callin' All Cows. Harmonica Frank Floyd did a song called Swamp Root. And we heard from Hassel Atkins doing No More Hot Dogs. And a bunch more tunes. You can always go online to XRAY.fm to check out the playlists. You are listening to Mr. Ghost Goes to Town. DJ Crambone here in the studio. I want to, if you're around town, you've probably seen these signs the last couple weeks for advertising the Anti-California Defamation League, and I've been super curious about it. I just had to get to the bottom of it and find the person behind these signs, and I found him, and he's here in the studio with me now. Sir, your name is Dave. Dave, is it? Dave?
Yep. How's it going, Nick? Thank you for having me. My name's Dave Barnett.
Dave Barnett. So tell me about these signs. I've been seeing these signs for the Anti-California Defamation League. What can you tell me about your organization?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think it's really any secret that if you're from California and you live in Portland, you get treated differently.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's a fact. I think it's like, people joke about it, and it's like... sort of like, you can make light of it wherever.
It's kind of good fun, though. I mean, don't you think? It's
Sure. Yeah, and I'm not trying to take away anything from Portland. It's a great place to live. I love living here. I myself I'm from Ventura, California. It's a great spot.
Yeah,
great part of California.
Okay.
I am community-focused here in my time in Portland. I do what I can to be a member, and I just feel like, you walk into a place, you get treated differently. They look at you, they know that you're Californian, So,
how do they know? Like, just...
Well, like coffee shops. That's the number one probably place, I would say. I walk in there, I just get treated totally differently from anybody else.
Can you give me like a specific example? Like you were like specifically discriminated against because you're from how do people know you're
do you
even...
not see it? You do not see it as some... How long have you been in Portland?
That's not the point. I mean, just like this isn't about me. I'm asking you.
But you consider yourself like, from the area?
That's not the point. I've been here long, and we're a city of transplants, and there's a lot of people
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah, I mean, just like people move
and
here.
That's the point of the defamation, and that's exactly what the point I'm trying to make here. So I walk into a coffee shop, and I ask the barista, like, I'll give her my order, I want like a chai latte, whatever I want, and if I got a piece of gum in my mouth, like, I'm not going to drink it with the gum in my mouth, so I will politely take it out of my mouth, put it in a napkin. I will hand it over to her in the most discreet and polite way. And I'm sorry if I asked to leave. You don't think that has something to do with me being from California?
That's extremely jerky behavior, dude. I mean,
taking my gum out of an establishment that is meant for coffee drinking.
That has nothing to do with, like, you could be from anywhere in the country and you did that and someone would think you were rude. I'm sorry, that does not have anything to do with being from California. But...
Okay, well then how about when I'm at a club and I go to give my cade to the bouncer, and he looks at my cade like everything goes south from there.
Your what?
My cade.
Your cade? What is a cade? What are you talking about?
It's California ID.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that term. Sorry, I apologize. Cade, all right.
It's pretty standard. It's pretty standard in California. It's whatever. If you say you're city of transplants, like, I would think you'd want a little local flavor. But I'll stand at the bar. They'll look right past me. You serve some old guy with a bird flag on his hat, and I don't know how to organize myself in a place like that.
We're talking to Dave Barnett here on Local Entrepreneur on Mr. Ghost Goes to Town. Can you stick around for a little bit?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here all evening.
Okay, 971-220-5979. That's the text line if you want to reach me and Dave here in the studio. We're going to play a couple songs here, and then I will bring you back in a minute. It's Mr. Ghost Goes to Town. Quick Joey Small, the Castanets Cats Singing Orchestral Circus is the name of that group. We heard from J.J. Jackson and the Jackals. Before that, doing Uma Liddy. If you're just tuning in to the show, I am joined here in the studio by a very interesting individual, a entrepreneur, I guess. Would you call yourself?
Yeah, I'd call myself a community-focused entrepreneur and a Californian.
You've made that very clear. So Dave Barnett here is the man behind these California Defamation League signs that you've probably seen around town the last few weeks.
Anti-COD Defo. Yep.
Okay, yes, you got a nice little shortening for it. What is like? So you haven't really talked about your organization yet. You see these signs around, but you don't have like an address or a number or anything. You got like
That's
phrases
correct.
like CA and PDX now. Like, what does that mean? What are you about? What are you?
I mean, I don't think it's so much of like a place or like a storefront. Like I said, I am very involved in real estate. One of my primary interests here in Portland. But it's not an actual building or a storefront. It's kind of like you can't just, buy up a firehouse and put some coffee out front and just expect people to come in.
Guess not.
It's more of a state of mind and a movement. I mean, if you think about it, I don't think you can really disagree with me here, Nick, but pretty much everybody who's ever done anything great is in some way connected to California.
I mean, I think you could probably, yeah, I think you could argue that. Actually,
Name one
like,
person.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci is probably more Californian than me.
All right, can you tell me a little more about what are your intentions? What are you doing with this organization? You've like plastered the entire city with these signs.
I'm sick of feeling like a stranger in my own home. What I'm trying to do is create a sense of community for other lost soldiers like me who are making a home in this great town. By the way, love living here. I've been here for 5 months now, and I'm having a blast. And I want other people to just not ever feel the way that I feel right now.
971-220-5979. That's the number to text in the studio if you want to ask some questions of Dave Barnett. Would you be able to answer some questions from people? I'm sure people are curious about
I'm happy to answer more questions. Honestly, that's like we're doing a little guerrilla campaign out there, trying to get on the streets, get people talking about it. You know what I mean? It's like it's all fun and games. So you realize there's a person on the other side of that California state ID.
Yeah, I guess. It seems like when people are actually facing real discrimination that it just I'm just going to be honest, it just seems a little cheap, or just to kind of like make it about there's actual discrimination against people because they're from a state. I mean, look, I understand there people get mad about Californians.
You're talking
Portland,
about me. You are talking about me right now, right?
I mean, I'm just talking about the concept in general. It's not really like that
well, look,
big of it.
I buy establishments in Portland, yes. Who I choose to let in those doors, that's...
So you're a real estate guy then. You've been buying.
Yeah, that's no
properties and
secret.
stuff?
That's
okay. All right.
There's not really that's not really like a part of my hidden agenda. Look, I love surfing. I love surf shops. I'm trying to bring my part of community into Portland, and I don't see anything wrong with if I just want to serve a certain kind of customer. Like if you just if I have a problem like showing my California ID and going into a place, like you should have to show your California ID to get into my place. Do you know what I mean?
Hang on a second. You need to have a California ID to get in your place in Oregon?
No, I'm talking about no, yes.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's not legal. It's not like illegal to be from out of state, and by out of state, if you're not from California, you can come into the shop. There's coffee out front, and if you want to actually make a purchase, we just suggest that you go ahead and get yourself a California state ID.
Well, I think you're starting to understand. I'm starting to understand a little more about why people might be giving you the cold shoulder, or treating you poorly. Surely doesn't have anything to do with the way that you're acting or behaving, right? It's just this is all. This is the burdens on people from Portland, is what you're saying.
I think that there's a sense of responsibility in the community to maybe just acknowledge the fact that in California you can drive and take up as many lanes as you want. There's a
Wait,
thing.
what?
Well, we can use. It's called split lanes, and I guess around here, like it's just like people don't understand how that works. And if I'm taking up 2 lanes to make a turn, that is legal, and that should be something that I'm able to bring to this city.
You personally want to just make that change and make that happen in Oregon, is what you're saying.
I want to be a beacon for that change, yes. And I feel like, this movement is going to get us a little closer to just really freeing the city up.
Dave Barnett, local, using that in scare quotes, entrepreneur here. Stick around. When you stick around for a little bit, I'm going to play a couple songs here.
I can say, I got a thing to get to soon, but I can stick around.
All right, here's the One-Way Streets. It's Mr. Ghost Goes to Town. That was the Novas doing a tune called The Crusher. We are the One-Way Streets. Before that, doing We All Love Peanut Butter. Back in the studio here with local entrepreneur Dave Barnett.
Happy to be here. Hello, Portland. Hello, Nick.
Californian. If you're just joining us, this is the man behind the Anti-California Defamation League signs that you've probably seen all over town.
That's correct.
And he's telling us about his real estate plans and whatnot. I've been getting some calls and texts from people. I just got another one here.
I think it's safe to say this is maybe your most popular show, and it's due in no small part to the little state to the south.
Hang on a second. I just got this text from someone. It says, let me read it here. I know the gentleman on the radio right now. I help run the Portland Senior Community Center on Mississippi Street, and we've been in a heated bidding war with Mr. Barnett for over 3 months.
No.
He is most known in the community for his aggressive purchases of 5 daycares and 2 elder care community centers. This is like
that's a load.
Turning them all into surf shops that refuse to serve anyone without a California state ID.
A crock. That is a crock.
A CADE, you called it, right? Is that it?
That is correct. That is a crock.
Of course. Like, okay, so
I've heard 2 things here. One is correct, and what you refer to as a CADE, that is what we call our California IDs. But what I just heard from this listener is absolute load of crocks.
Defamation is what you're saying.
This is exactly what I experience on the daily, I would say. This is the actualization of my living worst nightmare.
Oh, hang on. I got another text here. Oh man. Okay, hang on. I'm all too familiar with your guest. I work at the DMV and have received numerous...
These guys. You're going to believe someone from the DMV.
Hang on. Numerous cease and desist letters and 3 lawsuits from Mr. Barnett.
No.
Demanding that we remove the state seal from the Oregon ID and replace it with the familiar bear and star logo found on the California state.
Okay.
What is your deal, man?
Let me explain myself a little bit. Okay. First of all, the bear is a symbol of strength. Okay. And I think I just want to, like I said, I moved to Portland to enhance the community and make it a better place than when I came here. And it's my duty to just if I see something out of place, I want to make it better. I want Portlanders and Oregonians to feel strong about themselves. And when I look at my Oregon state license and I see the state seal is, some guy sitting on a stump drinking a coffee, frowning, I don't want to have to look at that all the time.
That is not the state seal.
Well, what is this? What is it?
I don't know. I honestly I can't remember.
Well, that's what comes to mind when I think of the Oregon state seal, and I would like to actually just try to enhance it a little bit. You know what I mean?
I've got several more texts since you've come in. People are calling you names that I cannot read on the radio.
Well,
people are saying you suck.
Welcome to a day in my life.
It's not because you're from California. It's because you suck. Someone said.
Okay.
Someone called you.
What does that even mean?
This is. Thank you. Please thank Dave, California, for bringing us the concept of avocado toast.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm talking about, okay? And you're talking about Da Vinci not being from California? That's a load of crocs as well, because they say that Sonoma Valley, a little place called Sonoma, is the Italy of the West. And where is Da Vinci from, bozo? He's from Italy.
So this is, I guess, what you mean by bring CA to PDX on the sign. So.
Frankly, this is just sort of the awareness. I'm not surprised that this is the reaction that we were getting from the community. Not surprised at all. But the last installment that I have purchased, it was a fine daycare center that is now a safe haven. That if anyone else is feeling the way that I'm feeling on this show, which is frankly mostly persecuted, I think I would welcome them to stop by 1838 Alberta Street, and just you stop by there. We got coffee out front, and you make yourself at home.
You are a piece of work, sir. I just got another text. That's not a compliment. Someone just gave me a text here saying, why is this guy on the radio? And I'm kind of asking the same thing. But
well, look, I got every right to be here. That person does. So that's all I'm trying to say. I'm trying to make this place, better. When I drive down the car and I see that, your state flower is just basically a bunch of zines, recycled zines, just put together to look like a rose sort of thing. I think you deserve better than that, Portland.
Nope.
I think you deserve better than that.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, I guess. Good luck with you and your endeavors. And
thanks for having me. And I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to you. And I mean that. Good luck with your.
Good luck, Portland. All right. I'm out of here.
All right.
I'm out of here.
All right.